Hello everyone, welcome to Elliottwave.com YouTube channel. This is Henry and today is Friday, May 13. The time is 1 a.m. GMT. And for today we're going to be looking at the chart of the US dollar Canadian dollars right here, 45 minutes time frame. We can see we have a bullish sequence time. We have right side in green color here. So what this means is that we do favor more upside for this pair, right? And let's take a look what we have here. So we ended with 2. This is a minute degree. And then we finish with 3 right here. We finish a zigzag with 4. Perfect equality ABC. So there was a blue box here, so our members who bought it here then enjoy the profit on the upside here. So basically when there is a bullish sequence and the right side is up, that means the best way to do it is to buy if we see any interest pullback from the peak, right? And the interest pullback that we saw clearly in the last, let's say, 48 hours was this one. ABC is a clear interest pullback, and this is the extreme area. That's why we provided the blue box, so anybody who were able to catch it here, then it should enjoy the profit. All right, so now we are looking for the current pullback, which is a very short term one, to hold above this 129 and continue to extend higher. So in the most simple way, basically it's just saying we should continue to see more upside as long as we don't break below 129.17. Okay, now let's take a look at a couple of other options and also the sort of the larger perspective, right? People need to understand the sort of the larger perspective, the larger view, before they even go to all this lower time frame, right? So let me zoom out in the 4 hour, and first of all, let's zoom out in the daily. Now if you take a look at the daily, right, so what do we have here? So we have a rally in the US dollar CAD, right? Since we top out in 2020 and we bottom here in June, then since then we have, what do we see here is a higher high, higher high, higher high, right? So higher high, bullish, because it's a higher high from this low here from May 28. So then simple extension analysis from the lows. Okay, so let's just use this one as our first swing. This is our second swing. Now you can see this is the 100%, 132.40 all the way up to 138. If it goes to 1.618, we have not reached the 100%. So that's why you see a bullish sequence, because it is bullish, right? And so therefore any pullback still is expected to continue to find support in any 3711 swing. So that's the larger perspective. We can see at least 132.40 before maybe starting to find signals we might have topped out or something like that. But until then, most likely we're still going to continue to see more support. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, let's start to take a look at this 1 hour time frame and try to put some of the labels in the 4 hour. So this is the 3, this is the 4, right? And so basically what we're seeing is this is 105 over here, this is 105. So now we're looking for 205 and then 305. So it's within the 5, right? It is within the 5, but we're gonna take a look at the option we have. Okay, so let's go to the 1 hour again, the 45 minutes here. So let's copy this wave 2 into the 4 hour. This is your wave 2. So if this is the wave 2, then you will know that this is your wave 1, right? I mean, it's very simple. So then what are we talking about here? All right, what are we talking about? So we got we got two options here. We got two options, I think, right? we got two options. So option number one is from this low, April 5th, from April 5th, we could either have something like this: one, two, three. Right, let me double check here. So we got A, B, C here. A, B, C, yeah, 4, 5, yeah, something like that. Right, that's option number one. And then basically we are in a 1, 2, and then continue to go up as long as this level holds 129. But if this is the count, what's gonna happen is this could be a wave 5. Instead of 105, this could be a wave 5, which means this cycle could finish. If this cycle finishes, what happens is you're gonna be looking for a trace pullback to correct this entire 5 waves, which can easily go to like a 50% retracement. Right? Remember, trading is like playing chess. You got to understand the various possibilities, right? Which is still consistent with the Elliott Wave rule. So here we got that option. So then we can go back to, let's say, when we're talking about a correction of a 5 waves, usually I will look for at least 38.2%, and it can go all the way to 76.4% retracement, right? So assuming this alternate plays out, we're gonna be looking for a bigger pullback before we go higher again. Now, does it mean it suddenly becomes bearish? No, not really, because we look at the daily time frame before. The sequence remains incomplete until we hit 132. But is it possible that we actually do a bigger pullback first? Absolutely possible. So when should we start to suspect this could be happening, a bigger pullback? So I think you can use this trend line here. Also, we can check out this trend line. So I think if we really break below this trend line, there is a higher risk at that point. There is a higher risk that we're going to be correcting larger degree if we break below this trend line. So it's not really that far away from where we are, right? So that's a very quick way to see if there is something else, something wrong, is going on, and that the alternate is playing out, right? So the bullish sequence doesn't change because of the higher high on the daily time frame, this one. But in the shorter cycle is where things can change, right? Shorter cycle is always where things can change. It's always going to be like what we always tell people, to our members. If in mathematics, in order for you to get number 10, you can get it into many different ways. So the path to go to number 10, it can go from 1 plus 9, 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, etc., right? So the final destination is the same. In this case, 132, 40 is the final destination, the ideal 100%. But to go there, to go to number 10, you can go it through this way, one way to go it, another way, another way. So that's when the shorter cycle happens. There are a couple of different possibilities to go to the number 10, right? To go to 132, 40. So this is one possibility. If I think if we break below this trend line, possible that we can get a bigger pullback. Okay, and that's something we need to be aware of. All right. So for now though, I think for our purpose, now there's also another possibility. Probably is also going to be doing something like in nest here, but this doesn't really change the whole idea. It could be a nest 1-2-1-2, which is a more bullish sort of take of it, 1-2, and this is within with 3 within with 3. So in this case, then if this is the one playing out, right? What's the difference between this one and before? if this one is playing out, the pullback is not going to go that big. The pullback is going to be so we in this alternate here, we are ending this, not ending the whole 5 waves, but ending only with 3, and then we're going to be doing a wave 4 pullback. Now in that case, wave 4 is typically going to be 23.6 and 38.2. This is the area. Okay, so then what should we do? Well, really in the shorter cycle, the primary view is the most aggressive view. It's very simple. As long as we don't break below this trend line, as long as we stay above 129, more upside. That's it, right? Regardless, whatever alternates I explained, that's it. That's the primary view, right? If it breaks below, then you go to the less aggressive view, and this is one possibility, that we are doing a nest like this. Then that means we are ending with 3 from here, and then we will, if that's the case, we will be just simply doing a bigger pullback like this, like a 1 2 3 like this, 3 waves, and you just change simply like this. Look, you just simply change it like this. This is your wave 5, right? And this is a 3 here, and then you just do a simple ABC, and this is no longer the relevant invalidation level. So then you're just doing ABC or WXY, a bigger pullback, right, before ending a wave 4, and then go higher again from there. So the bottom line is, unless we see a clear 3 waves pullback, we also never recommend people to trade unless we see a clear 3 waves. We always trade based on 3 swing. We don't just trade whatever it is in the market and buy sell like what a lot of people are doing. We always wait for a proper setup and proper structure when we trade, and in this case we can do a bigger pullback in 3 waves in the wave 4 to correct this. Maybe we can go all the way here, so we will have a 3 swing which has an overlap with the 23.6 38.2, like this before it goes higher again. All right, so that's the idea here. And again, as always, if you do want to check a regular update on Forex, commodities, indices, we do have 14 days trial. The link is provided in the description of the video. So I'll see you all again next week. Have a good weekend, everyone.